Here's a great story on the Blaze this morning. George Soros forging a closer alliance with the Muslim Brotherhood. That's great. For conservatives, the mere mention of George Soros joining forces with the Muslim Brotherhood conjures the image of an unholy alliance forged in the fiery pits of Mordor.
Or it conjures images of last Friday's Glenn Beck program. Any week. Last Friday's Glenn Beck program likely talked about those two things.
Yeah, really.
Or true. Tuesdays, or possibly Thursdays.
I've been pretty good lately.
No, you have to.
I haven't been talking about all this conspiracy stuff.
Wacky world.
Could I ask what the conspiracies are that everybody keeps saying that I'm into? What are the conspiracies? That there are communists in the White House? There's only three.
Yeah, I think that's one of them. Okay. Then, of course, there's the Caliphate. I mean, that's blown out of the water by now. There's not a shred of evidence that's happening.
Oh, I know. Maybe it's a conspiracy that the Islamists, the people... Well, here...
George Soros?
The George Soros and the Muslim Brotherhood working together, forging an alliance, and then it would spread from the Middle East into Europe, and Europe would start to have riots.
Well, you used to say on the air that a lot of these things, not to mention that Egypt wouldn't be a glorious democracy that would expand freedom. You used to say that.
That's turned out to be so true.
Women love it there now.
They do.
And you know who else loves it? The Jews. The Jews and love
Christians,
the new Egypt.
Christians, you know why? They can roast marshmallows on their burning churches. That's what they can do.
And it's really convenient.
May I tell you something? I talked to somebody last night. Have you ever heard of Memri? I know you guys have. Memri.org, MEMRI.org. This is an amazing group of people. There are 80 people that all they do is, I want this job.
No, you don't. That's tough work.
No, come on. Watching TV and then just sending the clips to an organization?
No, I
wouldn't want to do it.
That's not what they're doing. They're looking at horrible anti-Semitism.
That's what they're saying
vicious
they're
death
doing.
threats
That's what
from
they're
Islamic extremists.
Some of them are watching TV cartoons. They're just watching cartoons.
I think that's what they do.
Yeah,
pretty sure.
Some
of them are cartoons aimed at little children, saying that Jews drink blood of Arab children.
Oh, please! And we are cartoons say you can drop a safe on somebody's head.
Yes, right on both of those counts.
No difference. Same thing.
No, that's where I would disagree.
Really?
Yeah.
Anyway, Memri.org is an amazing organization. They have 80 people around the world that watch television and look for not just anti-Semitism. The idea really comes from the guy who started it. He was an advisor to two prime ministers. And he said, he was looking into terrorism. That was his job. And he was an advisor on terrorism. And he was over here at the Pentagon on the day he quit his job and was going to go into the private sector. Crazy. Private sector. What? And he said, I just have to tell you that terrorism is going to be a real problem for America. And Islamic terrorism is coming, and it's coming soon, and you better pay attention. And it was like, okay, crazy man, all right, bye-bye now, bye-bye. Put him on a plane, he left. During his flight back to the Middle East, World Trade Center bombing number 1. He realized when that happened, and everybody was like, okay, wait a minute, what happened? He realized at that time, how did they miss it? Because people don't listen to it. They don't see it and they don't hear it in its original language. This morning I opened up a box and I got somebody sent me an original copy. There's people that are sending me stuff that are, because they hear me talk from time to time that I'm building a library. I want to preserve the things that are just being thrown out by radicals that are dying now. I want to have a collection to preserve. I already have a library that is going to take it and preserve it, to preserve all of the most radical writings in this country and all of the studies that we've done. I've got boxes of stuff that has come in from, public officials that, Grandpa had this. He was a public official in this administration, and we just found it, and we thought maybe you would want it. I just got something that was from the early 1930s, and it was the first, what would you call this? The first report for the House on Mussolini and Hitler, and it was a report for the study on fascism.
It doesn't look like you just got a book that they reprint. It looks like
that's an original. That's an original document. It's an original document. It's an original document.
Crap from? Where do you get it? Where do you get this crap from?
There are people now that are looking for it, and anybody who has ever had it, they don't know what to do with it, and so it's been in the family for a while, and they don't know what to do with it, and they're sending it to me because I give you my word. I'll show you. You saw what I did with the Vietnam stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And I'll show this to you on GBTV. It's an amazing piece that I've never shown anywhere yet. Amazing. And I'm giving my word that I will preserve this, and I will archive it, and I will make sure that it is taken care of. And I've already got a university that will take it and archive all of it. And so it's never lost. But this is an original report on Hitler and Mussolini, and they were asking, well, who are these guys? What do they want? What does this mean to us? I haven't read it yet. It's a fascinating piece of history. Anyway, the problem was with World War II is no one listened to them. No one took them seriously. That's what Memri does. They take these people seriously. If you say, I'm going to kill a bunch of people, we should listen to you and believe you. It's amazing. What? Well, I didn't think he was really going to kill anybody. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard of. You have a responsibility to protect.
This might not connect with everyone, but err on the side of life.
Yeah, it's not
There's some that might not connect with that message. But
I don't know who. Yeah. But yes, you're right. They may not connect. You have George Soros, funding and forging an alliance with the Muslim Brotherhood, and it's all coming from. This actually is work done by David Horowitz's people at Front Page, and let me just give you this: the numerous times of Soros and his shadow party have been documented. They include the master puppeteer's own Open Society Institute and various anti-Western Islamist groups in revolutions. It has been confirmed, for instance, that the International Crisis Group, led in part by Soros, has long petitioned for the Egyptian government to normalize ties with the previously banned Brotherhood. Example, in June 2008, a report called Egypt's Muslim Brothers, Confrontation or Integration. And this talking point is echoed by the senior fellow at the Soros-funded Center for American Progress. Quote, any real democratic opening would lead to greater participation of groups like the Muslim Brotherhood in any future Egyptian government. And they go on to document all of these different things that are going on with the Soros administration. Coincidentally, Clinton announces that we're forging an alliance, as a government. We are opening our arms now to the Muslim Brotherhood. Oh, it's going to work out well. Or is that just another documented conspiracy theory? See, when you can document it, there's no conspiracy there. When you have multiple sources on it, there's no conspiracy. It's out in the open. You can document it. It's a fact.
And things like that. Everyone knows George Soros is a very wealthy man. He's a financier. He cares about liberal causes, and he's trying to implement them all over the world. That's not a conspiracy. It's just what you do with your life when you have a lot of money. You try to change things, and that's the way he's changing them. He's changing them to something that we don't really like, so we point it out. That's not a conspiracy.
Wait a minute. Hang on just a second. That's not what you do when you have a lot of money. Sometimes you preserve things.
No, for example, you're preserving things. Why? Because you care about the future. Because you care about our history, and you want our history to be. You want the premise of this country to continue into the future. So you do care about changing the future. I think especially. People. You don't have to have money to do that, but I think a lot of people, when you get to a point where you've realized you're going to be able to put food on the table for the rest of your life,
then you start looking at what's
thinking at things in a bigger picture.
You either become selfish or you start looking at what's important. to your children and grandchildren, because you have that luxury to do that. There's a couple of other things that I just wanted to talk about. And Pat, you have this story, I believe, about the Christianity. I've lost it now. Oh, here's the Huffington Post to readers. Create your own religion. I love that. And then also Jim Wallace and Progressive Christian Friends party down at left-wing Wild Goose Festival. Again, it's the organization of power in our churches.